Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number 607, and my name is Henry. This time around, I'm going to be tackling Scream 7, and it is directed and written by Kevin Williamson, stars Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Isabel May, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, Anna Camp, Joe McHale. And the synopsis is, when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Warning, there will be spoilers, just so you know, but my wife and I did see this in theaters, actually, and I did review the first 6 Scream films back in maybe 2024, so you can check that out. I'm a huge Scream fan. I love slasher films, so I was very much looking forward to this. The biggest thing, however, was I was so upset, as many were, that Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and the directors were not returning. I love 5 and 6, so I was really looking forward to seeing the conclusion of that storyline. And because of all that, I don't know exactly what the timeline was of getting this in production, rewriting the script. And I don't think it's as bad as some people say. It is, no matter what. At this point, it would be my least favorite of all 7. With the biggest reason being, it just feels very lazy. Back to the original again. Goes back to the same house. All of the new characters, including the daughter of Sidney Prescott, are not very interesting. The kills are pretty decent. Like, it does get a little bit gorier than I think the last few have been. Although, like I said in the original reviews of those, I thought the rapid-fire stabbing style of Ghostface in 5 and 6 was a very effective, interesting choice. The one with McKenna Grace at the school auditorium, that was probably the best. And then, even though it is taking place at the original house, the opening sequence was great with the Ghostface statue, and then it comes to life, and then the death of the girlfriend when she's falling, and Ghostface turns over and she falls on the knife. When he is in Sidney Prescott's house in the attic, and you see the attic door move, and then he's trying to stab them through the walls as they're moving along. The one at the restaurant or the bar, and the guy gets put up on the beer dispenser handle, and he's spewing beer from his mouth. The most offensively bad thing about it, and it seems to be pretty unanimous, is, with this franchise, you want to have an interesting killer motivation. It can be a more ridiculous comedic one. It can be a more realistic, grounded motivation. But in this, it's neither. The killers are so lame. And that, I don't know how everybody else felt. Comment if you have a way to do that. But when they revealed themselves, the 2 killers, I had to do like a double take. I was like, wait, who are you again? I could barely remember their part in the story, including the guy from the mental asylum. He's in the movie for maybe 2 minutes, and that's it. And the reasons why they were doing what they were doing pretty much made no sense to me. I still don't fully understand why they did that. So the film did end on a fairly sour note for me. Their deaths after the reveal, those were effective, but too little too late. The other cast members, I like the 2 friends from 5 and 6, but they weren't as interesting without the main OG crew. Another thing I'm getting pretty tired of in this franchise is the Gale-Sidney conflict. It just keeps on going back and forth, back and forth. Now they're okay, now they're not. Now Gale does something to piss Sidney off, and there's never really any resolution to that. There's nothing new being said, and I don't think Courtney Cox is great in this. Neve Campbell is great, she always is. In terms of Kevin Williamson, in case you're unfamiliar, he did write all of the original Scream films, and he also created the Vampire Diaries show. So it's not like they just got some random person to do this film. And I think it was a smart choice to get someone else for Scream 8, because this one was very successful financially. And for that film, it's going to be the writers of that show on Peacock called Poker Face, which is quite good if you haven't seen it. One thing I did like in terms of the direction is there were a lot of good visual teases of Ghostface. My favorite being the one when he was in the garage, and there's that clear construction tarp fabric hanging all around, and there's this small gust of wind, and the paper kind of comes onto Ghostface, and you see that he's standing right behind someone. 3 out of 5.